Here's a nice question, tough question. You're asked to add and simplify. So when you have to add fractions, you have to get a common denominator. And to do that, with both things on the bottom, you need to factor them. Okay, so let me just go off to the side here and see if I can factor that. 7x squared plus 51x plus 54. Okay, that would be a tough one where you'd have to multiply 7 by 54 and then find what numbers multiplies to that to give you 51 and then do that whole group factoring thing. Another way you could do that is just realize it has to go into two brackets. Since you have 7x squared here, I split that up and I can split it up to 7x here and an x there. And then the 54, I don't know, there's lots of things that multiply to 54. 18 times 3, 9 times 6, 2 times 27. There's quite a few. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking 9 times 6, but I'm not sure. But sometimes when you do this, though, especially when you're adding fractions, there might be a one that's common in the other side, like this side. So if I took the 4x plus 24, I could factor a 4 out to leave it with x plus 6. So since there's an x plus 6 here, I'll bet this one up here is an x plus 6 as well. And if that's 6, then the number I put here has to be whatever times 6 gives me 54. And that, I think, is 9. Since these are all add, so both of these would be positive. Okay, so, and I guess I should check that. 7x squared. 7x times 6 is 42x. And then 9 times x is 9x. And 9 times 6 is 54. So I know I got the first and the last right. And then these two, when you add them, you do get 51. So that means this is the right factorization. So let's rewrite our question as x squared minus 7 over, I have 7x plus 9 times x plus 6. Okay, plus on this side, I also have the bottom factored. I factor a 4 out, and I'm left with that. Now I'm looking for a common denominator. So in my denominator, I need a 7x plus 9, an x plus 6, a 4, and I already have an x plus 6. So my common denominator is going to include this one, and this one, and this one, because the x plus 6 I already have. So the thing that this first fraction here doesn't have is a 4. So I need to multiply this by 4. But if I do that on the bottom, I'll also need to multiply the top by 4. Okay, now let's look on the right-hand side. I have a 4 and an x plus 6, but I don't have that 7x plus 9. So I need to multiply that on the bottom and on the top. Okay, so now I can write this as one fraction instead of 2, where the denominator is 4 times 7x plus 9 times x plus 6. And then on the top, I'll have 4 times x squared minus 7 plus x plus 7 times 7x minus 9. Okay, on the top, I can probably multiply things through. So I'll multiply this by that and this by that. So that'll be 4x squared minus 28 plus, and now the next one, I'll have to do the whole FOIL thing. So it'll be 7x squared minus 9x plus 49x minus 7 times 9, I think, is 63, divided by that same thing, 7x plus 9, x plus 6. Okay, collecting like terms on the top, I've got 4x squared and 7x squared, so that'll be 11x squared. Okay, those are out. And then x's, minus 9 plus 49, I think, is a positive 40x. Those are out. And then negative 28 minus 63 will be a negative 91, I believe, over 4 times 7x plus 9 times x plus 6. Now at this point, I'm pretty happy because I've been able to factor things, and then I found a common factor, and I've applied that to the top and bottom, and then I've multiplied it all out together, collected like terms. I think I'm pretty good. But this top thing is an x squared x in a number, and I don't think you can. But if the numbers were right, and knowing that they're right or wrong, that's a tough thing to know. But you could factor that top thing. I don't think you can on this one, but if you could, then you would write this out, and if anything on the top matched with something on the bottom, you could cancel them. I don't think this one can, because 91, 6 doesn't go into 91, nor does 9. So I don't think you could get anything to cancel. So therefore, I would leave your answer right like that. Tough question, tough one.